What's going on, guys? Out here in the Z's natural habitat, I'm getting towed. Basically, what happened was I was coming back from school in Connecticut. Basically, I was on the highway. There was a huge accident. It backed us up for like an hour, and I was like, I'm not gonna wait an hour where I could get off the road. And basically, the way that I was gonna go, it was only gonna take an extra 20 minutes in my regular time. So I did that. I ended up getting on like a hill and basically trying to I was trying to engage the clutch and let it out, engage the clutch, let it out at a stop sign. So there's a lot of cars at the stop sign on a hill, and I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure the master just went out. We went over this with Omar like a couple weeks ago, where his car wouldn't come out of gear and the pedal would stay down and it wouldn't come back up, and basically that's what's happening to me. So I have my mom actually running out to get me a master cylinder and a slave. So I'm gonna be doing that tonight. So it'll be a whole nother how-to to get this done and how to diagnose exactly what's going on with the clutch. Alrighty guys, so tow truck just dropped off the car. So basically what we're gonna have to do is get the car in the air. So we're gonna get our jack stands, and raise it up. So basically I got the jack and all the jack stands out. Basically what I'm going to do right now for you guys is I'm going to actually diagnose the problem to show you guys exactly what's going on with my car. And I'm going to be able to show you guys the issue even before I even start the car. So if I push my clutch in, it's super easy to push in. It kind of gets stuck towards the bottom. So my foot's there and it's not coming back up. And it's very hard at the bottom. Take it out of gear. I could put it in and it's super tough, like it's getting stuck. So basically what's happening is that the slave isn't engaging the clutch fork, which isn't letting me actually shift out. So what I gotta do is I gotta pump the little that I have left, the little pressure that I have, enough so I can actually disengage it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to drive the car up on the wood boards that I have right now, so I can get the car up in the air so I can actually fit the jack under there. So I'm just gonna pump it up while I'm about to start it. See, that's the problem. So the car wants to jump. And there you go. Stalls out, my foot is on the clutch, and it is just fucking doesn't want it. The car just did all of its stuff by itself. I did nothing. So not good. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna open the hood up, and I'm gonna show you guys what we gotta replace. So what we're gonna be replacing is this clutch master and then the slave. So pretty simple. All you're gonna need is I use a 12mm long head socket, deep socket for these. So there's one down here and there's one down in the back here. And then you're gonna need a 10mm wrench to crack that open. And also for the slave cylinder that's attached to the tranny, it's two 14mm bolts, and then the banjo bolt that supplies, so this line that supplies the brake fluid to the slave is a 12mm bolt. So yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is start taking these off, and there's one more step in the back of here through the firewall. There's going to be a pin. So I actually have an old master here to show you guys a little bit easier, is that there's a pin that comes from the driver's side door onto the clutch fork, driver's side door through the clutch fork, and then comes out this other end. And then there's this pin here, this clip here to hold it in place so it doesn't come off the actual clutch pedal. So what you're going to need is a long pair of needle nose pliers to be able to pull this off, and then all you'll have to do is push this pin out, and you'll be able to get this off. I'll show you that step right now. Now this part can be an issue if you don't have a detachable wheel, because it's very tight space to get under the dash. So but I'm going to take my wheel off, and I'm going to pull my seat all the way back as far as it possibly can so I can fit my body in here. Okay, so here's our issue. The clutch pedal doesn't come back up by itself. Well, now it is, but it gets stuck. It's not good. It's not engaging fully. So this is your clutch pedal assembly here. So as you can see, the rod coming through the firewall, it's coming out and up into here. So if you look directly straight up, that fork, that very clean metal fork right here, it's connecting to this pedal here. So what I showed you guys again before, that pin with the clip in it, that's what you're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna take my needle nose pliers, put it right up in here, grab this clip off here, and then I'll be able to take that pin out, and then it'll be loose from the actual pedal assembly. So there's your pin, there's your clip. Just pull that on out, save that. Sometimes the new ones come with them, sometimes they don't, so I just put that off to the side. And we're gonna go get our, now our 12mm long head socket and start taking it off the firewall. Also, another little trick, I already loosened those 12mm bolts there, but what I would do is before you take that fully off, you want to be able to crack that line open first and make sure that you can twist it with your hand, because if you're trying to crack it when it's off the stud, it's going to be super hard. So here's the old clutch master, pretty shot. Okay, so then what I would do is, a lot of people don't skip this step, and it's actually a big issue in some of the videos. So what you want to do is you want to match up the length, right? So you want to match up this rubber seal length and this arm length to make sure that when you're actually engaging the clutch, it's actually going like far enough down that it's actually going to push the piston here and fully open the piston. So a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just throw these in. They're like, oh, it's good to go. But that's why there's these adjustment screws on here to do that. So I'm going to match it up with the old one, and then we're going to put it back in. All right, guys, since the length's all measured out, now you can actually spin this, okay? So you can actually spin this part so you can actually match up. So when you actually took off the old one, you know how the actual clutch assembly works, right? So you got to fit a piece of metal between these two arms here. So as long as you have it pretty much straight, you should be good to basically just put it through the hole and kind of put it straight on. Because if you put it too far in and you try to bolt it down and it's not on the like the clutch pedal, basically it's going to be, you're going to have to redo the steps and everything. So I try to do it very, very simply. When you put it in, you want to go nice and slow, and you can actually fit it. You can feel the clutch pedal a little bit, and once you feel it, you just want to match it up with the studs, and it should be able to slip right on it. So once I get it on the stud, I should be good. There it is. There you go. So now we're going to go double check before I bolt everything up that it's actually against the clutch pedal, the clutch pedal actually fit between those two hooks. All right, guys, so nice and easy. And then basically what you're gonna do now is just bolt up those two 12mm bolts, and then we'll put the clutch line back into the master. We'll fill up the master, and then we'll start bleeding it, and I'll show you how to bleed it. So I have already switched out the slave cylinder. It's really simple to do. So it's on the passenger side of the tranny, on the left-hand drive models. It's two 14mm bolts, one there, and then it's a 12mm bolt for the hydraulic line. You can get the hydraulic line for like $25 at Advance. This was $12 or $13, and then the master was like $30. So, I mean, super cheap, easy jobs to do. But yeah, so now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys exactly how to bleed the slave now. All right, guys, so I filled up the clutch master now with the fluid. When you're bleeding your clutch, you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the level, because if you put all the fluid down and you start sucking air in the system, you're gonna have to repeat the steps. So you don't want to do that. So it's full. Have my lovely sister here. She's gonna be my helper here. This is your clutch bleed line. It goes from, if you're looking at the passenger side headlight, it's gonna come on up right here. There's this little nipple here. So basically what you're gonna do is I'm gonna be pumping the clutch with my hand up and down about 25 times. And as I'm about that time, 20, 25, I'm gonna hold it down. As I hold it down, I'm gonna instruct my sister to open up the valve. So air and fluid's gonna come out. You're gonna hear air, there might be a little fluid. Basically, we wanna do this, we wanna repeat that step. So after she opens it, stuff comes out, she's gonna close it, and I'm gonna start pumping again, 20, 25 times. And you're gonna do this numerous times until a full stream of liquid, of brake fluid comes out of this. So that's what we're gonna do right now. My sister's sitting out there, and I'm gonna start pumping. Okay, Crystal, open it. Did you hear any air come out? Okay, so close it. Okay, so she closed it. Now I'm going to start pumping again. Another 25 times. All right, go ahead. So right now I have her pumping the 20 times just so I can show you guys exactly what you guys should see and what you should hear to make sure that it's okay. All good? So she's holding it down. I'm opening the valve. See how you heard that little fart? That means there's still air in there. All right, hit it. Okay, so I made sure that I filled up the master again. Go ahead and pump. So is the pedal coming back up by itself?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's holding that, so that's good. The pedal's coming up by itself. Let's hear if we hear anything. No, that was all fluid. So now basically she's using her foot now because the pedal's coming back up by itself. That she's pushing with her foot. She's going to push 20 times and she's going to hold it. And then what we're going to do is come under the car on the passenger side. So she says we're good. We're gonna find our slave cylinder that we replaced. Right there. And this is our bleeder. She's holding it down. I'm gonna put my wrench around this and open the valve. So she's holding it down and I'm about to open up the valve. So here's the valve. Just like this. And there's the fluid. And she should feel it go to the floor. Yeah, it went to the floor. Hold on 1 second. Hold it. Okay, go ahead, pump. As you can see, the slave's getting its max extension, which is good. Holding it. Yep. She's good. Then we're gonna crack it open again. And there you go. You heard a little bit of air there. So we're gonna close this up again, just like that. And then we're gonna check our master. So as she's pumping, check our master, see what fluid we're at. Like I said, basically we're gonna keep doing this until we don't hear that air, which I just heard again. All right, guys, so the job's done. It's pretty simple. Like I said, if you follow these steps, you guys should be able to get it done. I mean, the job alone, like getting the parts in and stuff, maybe 20, 25 minutes. The bleeding takes a little bit longer because it's just getting all that air out of the system. But honestly, like, I mean, it's done. So the car is good to go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.